truth.
Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville with Scottie and friends.
Welcome, everybody. How you doing? This is your All Access Pass, the story, sounds, and souls of Music City. Man, I'm exhausted. Garth, I remember he said one time, you can always smell roses by running with them in your hands, and I think that's what I'm doing right now because I'm pooped, but things are going great. I got to tell you, our artist, Michael Gillis, he debuted at Top 30 on Billboard this week. Yay! So all of our hard work is paying off there. We're pretty excited about that. I want to talk about a couple things today. Your music career as a songwriter. I want to give you some secrets on what you can do and what you need to do. I have a special guest that's coming in, and we have to obviously talk about Charlie Kirk. We'll do that right after this.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Let's do this. It's showtime. Please pay attention. Stop what you're doing and welcome our guest.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Hey, listen, I have a special guest, and I can tell you, this guest has taken me a long time to convince to come into the studio with me. And the reason why I wanted to do it, because I think it's super important for a lot of reasons. Number one, she's living with a dreamer. She has to deal with the dreamer's life. She lived with the guy who's a doer. I don't just say it, I actually do it. And so it's probably a big change from what you're normally used to. But I want to introduce everybody to my wife, Angie Hooger. How are you, Angie?
Hi, y'all.
See, there you go. Now you know why she's here. Listen, we're big fans of the Chrisleys. We don't care about politics at our house. We don't care about it. But we're fans, right? We love the Chrisleys, right, Ange?
Yeah, I love the Chrisleys. I love their parenting tactics.
It's crazy how Todd is, isn't he?
Yeah, but to me, I feel like if more parents would get back to that form of parenting. Call it tough love, call it whatever you want it. I feel like if more parents would get back to that things like the Charlie Kirk things wouldn't be happening as much. That
Charlie Kirk thing, I got to tell you, Savannah, you guys are friends out there. She has a show on a podcast. It's called Savannah Chrisley Unlocked. And there is an episode. This is weird. I can't sleep sometimes at night because my mind doesn't shut off, and I had surgery, so I have some pain. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But I'm going through some of her episodes just randomly, and I came across this episode with Justin Anderson. Justin Anderson is Kristen Cavallari's they're like best friends for 20 years. He was a hairstylist out in California. He moved to Nashville. So he could be by Kristen, and he liked the lifestyle, and him and his partner came here, and he does his thing, and he's a super good guy. But this episode with Justin Anderson was on December 12th of 2022. And Justin was talking about Tennessee versus California, the different cultures, the same human connection, the importance of sitting down and talking with each other instead of fighting. And whatever his political beliefs were, the entire podcast that this thing went on, and she never once said that I am a Democrat, I am a Republican. He kept saying, I am a human. And why can't we just talk instead of being so ugly that's I learned that word ugly from you. That's a Southern thing, right? Ugly.
Yeah.
We don't say that in Northern Minnesota.
Don't be ugly.
Don't be ugly. There's no reason for
ugly attitude. I don't want no.
We don't need it, right?
No.
So anyway, I started listening to this thing, and I couldn't stop. Justin's wisdom was unbelievable. He's like, I could say or believe anything I want, but I also have to know and believe that whoever's saying what they're saying is okay, because that's what they think. That's their opinion. That's how they feel about things, which is awesome. And he never once said Tennessee was better than California. He never once said that he would rather live in one state or the other. But you turn on the news, Ange, it seems like everybody's mad at California. Everybody loves California. There's no happy medium, right?
No. I mean, either you love it or you hate it. I mean, that's pretty much
Yeah, I went out. My brother is in California in San Diego, and my sister and I went out there to see him. And it was in San Diego, and it was beautiful. I mean, the weather was absolutely gorgeous every single day.
I mean, people are going to go there for the beautiful weather, regardless of what's going on, just so they can go there and enjoy the beautiful scenery. And
I was listening to the news getting ready one morning, and they're like the ocean's like 72 degrees. It doesn't get like 90 like it does here. That was weird for me. I wonder why that is.
Probably because it's not so humid and stuff there.
Yeah, and maybe I'm going to say something real dumb, so everybody's going to laugh at me. Maybe it's because it's Alaska, and it's I don't know, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not no meteorologist.
But anyway, so let's talk about this thing with Charlie Kirk, okay? You guys, I don't understand it. It's just that simple. He's a husband. Seemed like a great husband. His wife adored him.
Oh, she did, and he was a great father to those babies. That's the kind of parenting that we need. Just like Todd and Charlie, they were both family men and involved with their families.
Right. Like there's some people that I really don't agree with at all. Nowhere in my mind I've ever thought I have to go shoot that person because I don't agree with them. It doesn't even resonate with me. I mean, when I was a kid, when people would get mad, they'd say, "Let's meet in the back alley and beat the hell out of one another," and that was the end of it, right? I mean,
yeah.
School
did your business and then went on about your business.
And then the next day you're probably friends again because it was overdone with. And 9 times out of 10 I was over a girl or
something stupid,
something dumb. Exactly. So that's the parts that I don't get, and I can't help but believe I didn't know Charlie. I just listened to and watched some of his videos there when they would come across. I never seeked him out, but I remember the day that it came on the news and said Charlie was shot. The first thing I thought was, who would shoot Charlie Kirk? That doesn't even make sense to me. What the hell did he do? He's out there. He's doing exactly what we should be doing, what Justin Anderson was doing, what we were just talking about. He's out there trying to bring these kids together and say, hey, think of things this way or think of things that way. You don't have to agree with me. But audience members, don't be mean. I mean, don't be ugly. Don't be ugly, right, Ange?
Yeah.
Don't be ugly to the people that are talking because that's their belief.
Correct. Yeah, we're all entitled to our own beliefs. And if he could get his word out and sway someone, not really sway them, but talk about his beliefs and them see his side of it as well. You don't have to, agree with him, but he just was talking about his beliefs just to get people to see his side and his way of thinking.
Or why, or his education level, or what he's learned or experienced. He's just sharing it. Like I said, whether you agree with him or not, it's irrelevant to me. He's a human. He's one of God's children. He has children. And he's a husband. And it shouldn't have mattered what his political beliefs were because of those 3 things. Everything else is relevant because I'll tell you, this political shit, I've about had it, honestly. It's just ugly all around, right?
Yeah,
both sides. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
Stop it.
It is.
It's got to stop. Well, anyway, we're not going to harp on that, but I wanted to bring it up because I thought it was important, and I think I hope that we can just start doing politics the way we're supposed to. We don't need to name call. We don't need to give people monikers. It's fun behind the scenes on a dumb radio show and call you an old honky, or you could tease me. And what do you call me, Southern Canadian?
Yeah.
So, that's in fun. But you put it on TV or the news, and impressionable people eat that up, and then they start believing that it's true. And you guys, I don't really know if it's necessary. Angie, thanks for coming in today.
You're welcome, babe. I brought you and Mark a jug of sweet tea.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you did. Mark, we got to always have her. Pretty soon we're going to get treats, too.
Yeah, I guess that the next bumper is going to have to be that one now.
Let's say it again, baby.
I brought y'all a jug of sweet tea. It's in the fridge whenever you're ready for it.
Thank you, babe. Hey, thanks for coming in. And I'll finish up here and let's go to breakfast first, watch.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
But you told me you were going to ask me a question.
Which one?
what it's like living with a dreamer.
Oh.
I'm like, why are you going to spring that on me the very first show? And I'm like thinking the whole way here, I'm thinking, how am I going to answer that question?
Okay. So I was in the music industry for a long time before I met you.
Yes.
And then I started to get out of the music industry because I couldn't take it anymore.
Yes.
Now I'm full blown into it again, and it's done the right way. It's fun again. It's the building the climb for Michael is an absolute joy for me. But I mean, when you lived in Nashville, you were 20 minutes away, but never went downtown Nashville, right?
No.
You never been to a honky tonk? Nothing.
No. Let me just tell you about our first date. Scott says, meet me here. And I had to drive myself.
What a gentleman, huh?
Yeah. I'm like, what the heck? So anyway,
But you know why I did that?
I know why you did that.
I'm gonna tell him so they don't think I'm a complete ass.
No,
okay?
I was going to tell him, but I was going to tell him the story.
You
first.
go ahead.
Okay. So then he said, meet me at this comedy club in Nashville called Zanies.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah. And so, mind you, I drove this big old extended cab truck.
Great white.
Yeah, Great White is what we nicknamed it. So anyway, there's no parking at this little comedy club.
None, zero. You're right.
So I'm running late, of course, because I'm notorious for being late. But
Yeah, I had to fuss at you. That's the word, right? I had to fuss at you this morning because I didn't want us to be late tomorrow.
Okay, so you're getting away from my story. So then I get to the comedy club, and of course he's already in there sitting down.
I got the tickets.
Yeah, you got the tickets, and they escorted me to my seat, and we went to the comedy show, and he's like, it was over with, and he was like, well, you want to go downtown? And I'm like, what do you mean go downtown? I can't, no. And he's like, well, let's just go downtown for a little while. I'm like, oh gosh. And he was like, you can just meet me, well, follow me. And I'm like, what? You want me to park this big old truck in a parking garage in downtown Nashville?
Well, Zanies was probably like 4 miles from downtown, and it was close. And I thought, I didn't know, Angie, that I've never been downtown Nashville in that capacity where I was going to take you honky tonkin'. It was surprising to me that you never been there. But anyway, in my brain, I was thinking everybody comes to Nashville, and you kind of got to park. So I have to apologize for that 10 years later. I didn't know. Anyway, go on.
So anyway, we get downtown, we get parked, and we go to the stage. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so we get there, and there's a line out front. So this is just to show you what kind of connection Scott has. So I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Let me just put it to you that way. So we get to the stage, and there's a line of people waiting to get in, and he goes right up to the security guard guy and flips out his wallet and starts talking to him. And I'm like, oh gosh, what's happening?
I didn't pay him. I just gave him my card.
No, you was giving him your card, and he got us right in. And I'm like, oh no.
People giving us dirty looks. But
yeah.
Listen, there's a difference. I'm going down there for business, and I'm going to be in and out of there. I'm not going to hang up. But he didn't know I was on a date, so I mean, it was okay, right?
Well,
I guess I should have waited.
We got in before everybody else. I mean, they were just looking at us what the hell? But anyway.
You know what? After hearing that story, it's almost like I had zero right doing that, but I clearly was trying to impress you.
Well, yeah, of course.
Sorry.
Yeah. And
you guys, that's not
did.
right. I should have waited in line like everybody else. That wasn't fair.
Well, anyways, we got right in.
Yeah.
So he's like, I have on a dress and boots because it's like in November. So everybody else is in their blue jeans. And here I am in my dress and my boots. And we're going into the stage, and it's like jam packed.
Can't walk.
No, can't get around. And Chris Schrader.
Yeah, Schrader was playing. Oh, he was so good.
Yeah,
Chris
was good.
And he was such a lovely human being.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden, Scott's like pulling me along. I'm trying to stay with him. And he turns around and he says, what would you like to drink? And he said when he turned around and looked at me, my eyeballs were as big as quarters. Yeah.
They were huge. You were just taking it in like a sponge. You just couldn't believe what you were seeing. It was actually pretty adorable, honestly, to see that naive come out of you and just be like, this is 20 minutes away, and I've never, ever been here. And I don't know if I ever want to come here again, but it's pretty cool to see, right?
Yeah. I honestly when Scott and I first started dating, I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
No. Well, you told me the last concert you were at was McGraw and Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney. And you sat in the very last row in the very last seat all the way in the top.
Yeah, at the Nissan Stadium. And it was 100 degrees, and I thought I was going to pass out.
And then the next show is your 8th row at Garth with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, no, I think it was 3rd row with Def Leppard.
Def Leppard was 3rd row.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was fantastic. But anyway, let's get back to my story.
Yeah.
So then when he turned around and looked at me, he said my eyeballs were just huge because I was just like, oh my gosh, this is just crazy. And so I felt like at that point I was that Conway Twitty song. You were with the girl that's never been inside a bar before. Yeah. Just minus the blue jeans.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah. So on that date, yeah, that's what we did on our first date.
But okay, so the reason why I had you drive, Angie, is I know you know this story, but you guys, this is why. Okay, so let's say you show up a date with somebody and she's a basket caser. Now you got to get in the car and drive with this nut job and bring her back to the house, and then have the awkward moment of going, you know, have a good day. You know, I'll call you. No, I'm not going to call you. Then you got to lie. So in my brain, I was like, I'm too old for all that crap. I don't need all that. I don't need it. So if we meet there, it's clean. If all of a sudden she gets up and goes to the bathroom and doesn't come back, I got it. If I did that, she got it. It was easier. Now it probably wasn't right, Ange, because now I know who you are, it probably wasn't the right thing to do but at the moment I thought, and if she's crazy or if she thinks I'm crazy and she's like, I'm getting the hell out of here. Now there's no awkwardness. You just get in your truck and go.
Yeah.
That's why I did it.
If I would have been a crazy ass Southern girl, you would have just got up and said you was going to the bathroom and just left me there.
That's exactly right. Guys, don't judge, but that's what I would have done. We'll be right back after this.
Some parts of Nashville are, should we say, a bit seedy?
Oh, howdy, mister. You got an itch that needs scratching? I was just fetching a fresh pitcher of iced tea.
I bet Scott and his friends know where they are. Stay tuned and find out.
They were legends, icons, voices that shaped the soul of country music. Johnny Cash.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Loretta Lynn.
Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter.
Now you can walk through the places they called home all in one day. Just outside of Nashville, explore Hideaway Farm, the private cabin retreat where Johnny Cash found peace, prayed, and played for friends. See his personal cars, memorabilia, and the home that held his heart. Then, just a scenic drive away, step into the story of Loretta Lynn at her historic ranch in Hurricane Mills. Tour her beautiful home, visit her museum, and stand in the footsteps of country royalty. Two American legends, two unforgettable homes, one epic day trip just outside of Nashville. Book your tours now and experience country music history up close and personal. This is more than sightseeing, it's stepping into the soul of Nashville.
Hey, y'all, welcome back. So let's just get down to the point, what we were talking about before we got off track here. So what it's like living with a dreamer.
I don't know if I want to hear this. I'm scared. Mark, you want to switch chairs?
No, it's all you.
So let me just tell you, I never know what to expect with Scott. What is going to be his next adventure? We're always on a whirlwind adventure. And I'm not an out front kind of person. Like, I don't want to be seen. I'm his support system.
Do you know how hard it was to get her just to come on this podcast where you guys don't even know what she looks like? I mean, I had to pull teeth. And I understand, Ange, it's not your cup of tea, but
it's not.
But you're doing super good. People are going to love you on this podcast.
I am the behind the scenes. Yeah, I will support you to the and I honestly, I don't understand what he does. I really don't. And he tries to tell me. He tries to tell me, and I'm just like, babe, whatever you need, I'm here for you. Whatever you need me to do, I got you. But I'll support you. I'll do what you need me to do. But coming on the podcast, I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do that. But anyway, we're getting through it.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I said, I never know what to expect from Scott. He will give you the shirt off of his back. He will give you 110%.
Thanks.
Of whatever you need from him. And some people take advantage of that, and it breaks my heart. Don't do that. That's just, if he's going to give you 110%, you're going to give him 110% back. Don't do that to people.
I think people take my kindness as weakness.
They do.
And I'm far from weak, but I am extremely kind, because it's just as we watch Southern Charm, right?
Yeah, I love Southern Charm.
And Shep Rose on there is Shep Rose. He does his character well. He plays the part. He does it, right?
Yeah, that's him 110%.
But his famous line that I gravitated is just as easy to take the high road.
Yeah.
But when people take advantage of you when you're on that high road, they're out.
Yeah.
And I'll take it for so long, but then that's it. And then the worst, and which is probably what you see, is my feelings. Now I'm hurt. Now I whine about it.
Yes.
Now I go to you. Why this shouldn't have happened? And you just kind of sit back and want to say, I told you so. But
I do, but I don't.
But you don't. But that's I don't know. Thank you for saying that. I do try to. I just think people are good people, and I don't want to look at the world as ugly, even though it is. But I want to surround. I like my friends from high school. Like I say, Todd and Scott and Pete and Adam and all. They're still my friends today. Scott Rusin. They're still my dearest friends today.
Yes.
I don't know.
Great guys.
And
I love them all.
I just don't know how to just be a part-time friend to you. If we're friends, we're friends. If one of them called me tomorrow and said, Scott, I need you, I'd be on a plane in 2 minutes, because I know I'd get it back tenfold from those guys.
Yes.
They're just good people.
Yeah, from those guys. But some people are not that way, and they don't give back.
No. And so when meeting Mark, I feel very blessed, because I was right on the verge of trying to convince you to say, let's buy a house in Florida and live there and keep the house here. I don't know how we're going to do it. In Tennessee, yeah. I didn't know how we were going to do it, but these two gentlemen have been a blessing. And then to have the music all right here it's been nothing but a gift from God. I really believe that.
Thanks, Mark and Mark, for showing up in our lives. Because, I love Tennessee, don't get me wrong, but there ain't no beach in Tennessee. So I'm okay with going back for a visit. And I would be okay having a house there and being there, a couple months or whatever. So, yeah, I'm okay with that, but still. So
let's talk about something else, okay? When we're in Tennessee, this was one of the reasons why I thought that it's a dumb reason, but as a guy and being in the music industry, it was important to me. My wife does not pee on anybody. She doesn't care how famous you are. She doesn't care what you've done. She doesn't care nothing. She does not care, right? It doesn't matter. You don't care who they are.
I ain't peeing on nobody.
Yeah,
you get in your britches and underwear just like I do.
Right, you get in your britches and underwear like she does. But so you were working at this place in Tennessee, and you had celebrities come in there all the time, like Mel Tillis.
Yes.
What was he like?
He was fantastic. His family was great. They would just come in, and they were just like us. They got in their britches just like we did.
But when they come in, there was no entourage. There was no. It just came in a ball cap and said, "Hey, where you have X for me, or do you have this for me, or can you help me with this?" Right? That's simple.
Yeah, it was just we were just a little small town, and that's what you got,
And he lived in that town?
Yeah, he lived in that town.
So you saw him monthly, probably.
I don't know that I saw Mel monthly. I probably saw him every couple months, because he was out quite a bit, but his family would come in and pick up for him, or he would come when he was in town. So it wasn't, every couple months he would pop in.
And then I'm going to save one of these for last, because it gives me chills when I talk about him. But the other one was Granny Rich.
Oh my gosh, Granny Rich.
That's John Rich from Big and Rich's grandmother.
Yes.
And you guys labeled her, monikered her Granny Rich. Or did she say that?
No, that's what she was always called. I guess, from the very beginning of her being in this town, that's what she was called. But Granny Rich was, and John calls her Granny Rich, but
did she pull up in a Lamborghini? Because you know John took care of her.
No, she did not pull up in no Lamborghini.
But you know what I mean.
Start a Lamborghini.
But you know what I'm saying? A really nice car, something that was safe, and or I mean, she wasn't the 1982 car, right?
No, it was a nice SUV.
Good for her.
Safe for Granny Rich.
Right.
John.
John took care of that.
Oh, well, of course. But you know what? Granny Rich had a sewing business in this town, and Granny Rich took care of herself. She was very well known in this town for her sewing. She was a fantastic seamstress. So, Granny Rich took care of John when he was younger. So, I mean.
Oh, is that I didn't know that. So John Rich was raised by her?
I'm almost positive he was, but He was raised in this town. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You never saw him?
No, I never saw John. He never came in. No, but Granny Rich was in all the time. So
it's most adorable thing in the world, right? She'd come in and she would just laugh and tease people and everything.
Yeah. Granny Rich would give it right back to you. There was,
This sounds about right.
Yeah.
And this last one, Don Williams, one of the best singers of all time, right? I mean,
yes.
And you tell me a story about this church, something that would happen?
Oh, yeah. He would sing in the church in this small town, and his voice singing those gospel songs it was just unbelievable. You just had to be there to experience it. But yeah, he was one of our customers as well, and he was just fantastic. He was a great human. He took very good care of his wife after her accident. But yeah, it was really great having him as one of our customers as well. But he was very well known in the town and at this church. And
I'll tell you, when I hear stories, this has been echoed in my life since I've been in Nashville. The longer they are in the business, the better of a human being they are, or they realize exactly how incredibly blessed they are to have the job that they have. And all the new ones, you run them in at the Opry or at the Ryman, or you see them out. And I had one person when I first got to town and I was a fan. I'm not going to say her name, but I said, hey, listen, I'm a pretty big fan. And I said, I really like your music. And she had a guitar in her right hand. I said, can I get an autograph from you? And that's really not normally me, but it was kind of cool moment. And she said, I can't. I have too many things in my hand. I went home and I threw all the CDs in the garbage. I thought, are you kidding me right now? There's nobody. I know how to do this. So there's not like going to be 40 people come running up to you now.
Yeah.
I just asked something really nice and kind and you blew me off.
Yeah.
It bothered me. But then you run into, I could say these names, John Conley or Jeannie Seeley or any of the, like you said, Mel Tillis, Don Williams. These people that have been in the Loretta Lynn, just the wonderfulest. You walk up to them, you say something, they're as kind and sweet as you could ever imagine. I see John Conley in the grocery store all the time, and he's just always kind.
Well, but I have a story about someone that had been in the business for a long time. And this was when I was like 11 or 12, and it was at Rivergate Mall. If you guys are from Nashville, you know Rivergate Mall. But
it's a little north of town. It's a little bit north of town.
It's not there. Yeah. I don't think it's there anymore.
It's barely there, Angie. I just drove by it. It's barely there.
So, but besides the point, there was a Mexican restaurant inside there.
Oh, geez, I know who this is.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Like.
You could say this one, it's fine.
Like 35 years ago.
Yeah, you could say this one.
So we were in there eating, and there was a line of people. I understand they were there eating too, but she had a line of people, waiting to get an autograph. So I thought, well, okay, I'll get in line. And I was the very last person. And she looked at me and said, can you see that I am eating dinner with my family? And I was like, oh.
You're a kid.
Yeah, I was a kid. I mean, everybody else was in line to get an autograph from her. I mean, yeah, I could see that, but I mean, like, what the hell, lady?
Yeah, you gave everybody else one. Now you're going to beat the kid up?
Yeah, so I was like, whatever.
You know, we've never bought a ticket to her show.
No.
We never bought any of her stuff.
No.
We don't watch her on TV.
No.
We
usually tell Alexa to skip her songs.
We skip her songs. Well, because that wasn't the only experience. I had one too coming out of the Ryman, and there were some diehard fans there, and I was not one of them. But how she interacted and blew those people off, and then what I don't think she understands or probably cares is that when she did get in her SUV and drove away like she was the president of the United States, those people took that stuff that they had in their hands and it went right in the garbage can. Just threw it, or some of it went right on the ground in the Ryman Alley. And I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And why did you sign up for this? But I get, if they're sick, or you have something coming up and there's a big show, or you can't take the chance of shaking someone's hand and getting sick. You can always have your manager, because I used to have to do this. You say, I'm not feeling well. Just stop to make a small statement. It's so sweet of you guys to be here. I wish I could sit and sign all of your autographs and take pictures. You guys, I'm not feeling good. I got to get home and get some rest. Or I have a 5:00 flight. Thank you so much for showing up. Wave your hands. I love you all and see you soon. Just something.
Yeah.
But just treated herself like she was the president of the United States. It was disgusting.
Yeah, but whatever.
What do you do?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, that's her deal. She still made good for herself. That's for sure.
Yeah, she did.
We'll be right back after this.
Hey, this is Tommy Two-Tone, and you're listening to Drop Me Off in Nashville.
Hey, everybody. Willie here. I just ran into Scott and some friends over at Tootsie's Orchid Lounge. So let's raise them up and have a drink. It's a holler and a swaller. Beer.
1, 2, 3, holler! Now swallow.
Oh gosh, yeah, Angie, that was cool too. No, let's try to finish this up. What we'll do is let's give them a quick synopsis of this last week of my life in Nashville.
So back to my dreamer husband. We also created a coloring book.
We did call it. I did. Thanks for remembering that. It's on Amazon.
Yeah,
and it's you guys. I did these three things, and Angie helped me kind of keep my focus, but. I put like games for kids. This is for like 2 to 6 year old kids. And then I put a bunch of different roller skates on farm animals and on grandma and grandma. That's where I came from. Is my parents had a roller rink. So and then there was a bunch of farm, and then there was a grandma and grandpa, and there's family pictures, and it's just a wholesome, sweet book for kids. About 20 pages. Something that they can, and then the last page I left blank so they could write a story and dedicate it or give it to their grandma for Christmas or whatever they want to do. But we got one in the mail. But it's cool, right?
Yeah, it's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah.
And I put it on my Facebook page, and a bunch of my friends have been sharing it and looking at it. But so that's kind of, and I think I got to have the company do it. It's like $3. So I think I put it at like $7.99 or something. Really cheap. As cheap as I can get it, that they allow me, because Amazon also has to make money off it. So they almost dictate the price, but they don't dictate the price. But I'm like, it's not $10. I wanted to do $4.99 because I thought anybody would throw $5 around, big deal, but it won't allow me. Because it's not about that. It's about the kids and the family, the fun, the roller skating. Here's a book for Grandpa that I colored for Grandpa, and she could write, or he could write his little story in there. Grandma, I love you. And anyway, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
So
part of my dreamer husband, I want to create a coloring book, and the next thing I know.
So anyway, this past week I had to fly to Nashville for some business stuff, and then I was in the recording studio, and we cut 4 songs that I wrote.
for great songs.
Thanks. They're good. I don't know how to say. People are saying that they're fantastic. So, I do my little thing on a computer, and then you run it through the program, and then you bring it to the people that are musicians and that get it. And yesterday, I spent some time watching some of the most creative and best people I've ever seen put music together. We would. I sent the songs early. The band leader would chart it. He would write down the key, beats per minute, all the stuff that I have to have as a business manager for songs when they're done and how you have to put them up. But anyway, these people know all this stuff. And so when I was in there, they would play the song, and there'd be 7 guys standing there. And then they would go, okay, got it. And then they handed me the microphone and said, now I have to sing them. Now, 2 of these songs, one of them was a duet and the other one was a girl song. And I can't do that.
Yeah.
And especially the keys that they were so out of my range. It was terrible. But all that they needed was a click track to follow along. So when I do bring the singers in and they practice, that they have something that they go up. But anyway. So anyway, they listened to the song. They're slapping me on the back. One of them said, "This is an anthem song. This is a Lady Gaga. This is a Carrie Underwood. This is a Adele. This is a Whitney Houston if she was alive. This is a big singer song that the world needs." And I took that as a huge compliment, Ange, because those guys play with and do songs every day of their life. They've heard probably everything you can imagine, from good to bad to amazing. And to get that compliment was pretty cool. And then one of them was about our daughters getting married, and it was more of a personal thing, and they did that. And one of the dads that was played on the project, he just sat there and smiled at me the whole time. He was like, "This is just a wonderful song."
Yeah, it is a great song. All 4 of the songs, and even the other ones that you have to cut next month, are fantastic as well. So.
Yes, so you guys, we'll get into it. I'm not going to do that today, but I'll tell you how this secret, quote unquote, and what you do and how you do this. But it's very easy. Again, don't listen to the noise in Nashville. I'll teach you the secrets. We'll do that probably next week or the week after. We have a very, very special guest that we're working on. I'm going to say it. His name's John Cash. It's Johnny and June's son. We're trying now. He might be able to do it. He might not be able to do it. He has a life and he has things going on. So I can understand if he can't, and that's completely fine, because we have a couple of his friends that live down here in Newport Richey that hung out with his mom and dad, and they want to do. They're talking about there's this. What's it called? Chasco? Is that what that stage is over there, Mark?
Yeah, the Chasco is a big local event, and that's the stage for it.
Yeah, right.
But it's in downtown Newport Richey.
Yeah, there's that big stage. I don't know if John Carter's even seen it. I'd wonder if he even knows that it's there. But it's beautiful, John. If you haven't seen it, do some online search or something and look it up. But it's super cool. That stage, they want to dedicate that, is what they're telling me now, to your parents. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome. And then if we could get maybe John and his wife to come down and play at the same time, and contract them to play, just all of that would be amazing, because Johnny and June, they live down here. John Carter, actually, I have a book in my bag. Where's my bag? Anyway, I'll talk about John. I'll talk about John's book, and Chapter 8, that's where I'm on right now. It's literally a story about how his dad and him were out fishing on the Gulf of Mexico, and they came on the Cote. Is that what it's called?
River.
The Cote River, and there was this little Tweety bird that would follow them in. And John Carter was watching it while his dad was driving the boat, and the bird just stayed right by the boat the whole time. And then they got back to shore, and I don't know if it was a bad storm or something was coming. I don't remember all the details on it, but the bird flew away, and John Carter was a little upset about it. And Johnny Cash's dad said, it was our guardian us back, which is kind of a cool, that's a cool story. You know what I mean? And then I've been talking to some friends that actually knew those folks, John and June, and they were their friends. They weren't celebrities like Mel and Don. They were their friends. And I think that's maybe why Johnny and June had a place down here, that they could be themselves. They could have real friends, people who really like them for them. not enablers, not yes men. Just they're good people. Let's go have dinner and stuff. So we're hoping to get John Carter to come in and maybe come on the podcast, or for sure be a part of the dedication for his parents, or maybe play some songs or whatever for the people. But I'm really looking forward to that, because I saw, remember Zanies? We're talking about Zanies?
Yeah.
Across the street was, I think it was called the Listening Room. And
Yes, we went across.
And we went over and saw John.
After
said hi
Zanies.
to him. Yeah. And he was in there playing. And he was so sweet.
Yeah.
You think about, everything that he went through as having famous parents, even like picking friends had to be hard.
Yeah.
Who's in it because you really want to be my friend, or you want to come over to my house and meet my mom and dad? It's got to be a pain in the ass, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And how do you vet that? And I bet their parents see right through it. June would probably be like, son, he's not good, or their parents came over and they weren't here for a normal, how are you? Is it okay if my son spends the night?
But how do you tell that to your kid?
I know. And then have him be, or her go, oh, my parents are wrong. Billy's a great guy, when Billy's really not a good guy.
Billy's really not.
Or the parents are good people. But anyway, so we're really looking forward to getting John Carter, maybe if he, again, I'm not putting you on the spot, John, in any way. So if you do hear this, you're very busy. I completely appreciate all of that. But if we can get things to work out, that would be great. If not, I understand. But I'll try to reach out and send you an email and see if we can get some things worked out. But if not, that's okay too. How'd you like today? You did it.
Yeah.
I kind of lied to you. It was a white lie. I told you I was just going to call you in and just do a couple things.
Oh, yeah. Just ask me that one question.
But see, the reason why I didn't want to do that, Andrew, is I thought then you'd be prepared for it, and then you would be thinking about it while you're sitting out there waiting for me, and then you'd be anxious. But
then I'd be like, no, I changed my mind. I don't want to do that.
Or I look out there and you're out in the
And
truck.
I'm gone.
Yeah, you're in the Jeep on the way to the store. What do you think, Mark?
It was great, man. I liked hearing about how you guys met.
That was cool.
Well, that's really not how we met.
No,
but
we'll leave that alone.
That was
Well, I guess what I really liked is how Scott, just kind of didn't bother to be a gentleman and pick you up. And
I know. What the hell?
Yeah, I told him during the break that's how I always used to do things. I met him. I met him there, so I did the same thing.
Listen, we're starting a trend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess. It worked out good for us.
But I think though that could very go the other way, where anybody could be like, well, that was kind of rude. You should have come to my house. I could see if you were 18, 16 and you're going to go meet the parents, and maybe that's probably not the best policy, because then it seems sketchy.
Oh, well, yeah.
But when you're a grown ass adult and you've already lived life and you already get the bullshit that comes along with dating.
And you just don't know.
And you just don't know. You think it's good, but you're not sure. Well, I appreciate you coming in, and I appreciate everybody listening. So thanks for listening today.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And also, I gotta say, I always tell Scott, if you're gonna dream big.
Or don't do it at all, right?
Don't do it at all.
Yeah, thanks. Well, we got a bunch of stuff going on, and thank you, Mark, for everything you've done, and we look forward to talking to you guys next week.
Yeah, and you guys all like and subscribe the podcast and give us feedback. We would love to hear from you.
I love the emails.
Yeah.
Just don't be a dink. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, yeah, Scott.
I got to delete it.
You can't weed out the dinks, as you call them. I mean.
Have a good week. Say bye, baby.
Say bye, baby. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for joining Scottie and Friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join the Drop Me Off in Nashville family. Engineering and production provided by Podcast Production Music.
Well, Nashville, can't thank you enough for all the time.
Y'all come back now. Here?